All right, everyone. Hello. It's Monday, but it's a short week. And we got Thanksgiving coming up. So that's a good thing. All right, here with you with the Fed League Flash, stars and standings today, or standings and stars, however you like to put it. Okay, so as we look at the updated standings here, Columbus and Binghamton still firmly up top of their respective divisions. The teams in black are the teams that, should the playoffs start today, they would be on the outside looking in. But we got a long way to go to the playoffs. And if there's anything we've learned so far in the early part of the season, it's that any team can beat any other team on a given night. So that's warning to the top dogs, and that's also a note of hope for those who so far are not doing too well. Um, keep the faith. Things may turn around faster than you would expect. All right, so we got the River Dragons still atop of the Continental Division. Uh, Carolina crawling up though, and pretty quickly. Mississippi's fallen off a little bit, as you can see. They've been leapfrogged in the standings by Port Huron. Port Huron, of course, winning two against the Baton Rouge Zydeco this weekend, and Mississippi losing to Columbus twice. So, and that's how quickly things can change. When you have 3-point games, standings can change pretty quick. So, also, you've got Watertown jumping over Elmira in the standings. So, even though Elmira has now lost four in a row, they're not out of it. Obviously, they're one win away from jumping back in the fourth place. So again, anything can happen, and this is going to be a pretty wild ride this year for the Fed. I think. You're going to have your solid, good teams, but I don't think you're going to see teams running away with things like you did with Danbury and Columbus and Carolina last year. Look at Danbury. 2 weeks ago they were pretty much dead in the water, although it's still very early, and now they're in pretty good spot. Very competitive season this year. All right. So anyway, I wanted to mention too. Um, I'm just putting it out there because I'm getting feedback. I have not met one person yet or talked to one person yet that said, the way that the Fed has laid things out for this, with the standings, breaking down the regulation wins and the overtime wins and the shootout wins, I really like that. Nobody likes that. So at this point, first of all, if you get 1 point if you get 2 points for a shootout or overtime win, and 1 point for a shootout or overtime loss, why do you have to break down overtime and shootout? That's just an extra column that just doesn't need to be there to begin with. But then also, just simplify things. Do it like the NHL. NHL has their wins, loss, overtime, and then they have a second column after points for RW or regulation wins. Since that is a tiebreaker, okay, that might come into play later on down the road. So just make one extra column instead of three. It's very complicated and very convoluted right now how it stands. So I do it the real way. So, I'm saying that facetiously, but I try to make things a little more simple and easier to read. So that's why I just do the basic wins, loss, overtime, loss. That's all you need. You can do the math later on. As the season wears on, maybe I'll figure out a way of adding a regulation win column. If it looks like two teams are neck and neck and it's getting late, yeah, we'll do that. Maybe. All right. 5 stars of the week is really 6. And I'll explain this in a bit. Of course, you can see it here on the board. Well, first star, again, these are alphabetical order. I never do these in any other order. It's not like I'm saying this guy was the top star of the week, um, and because several players had very good weekends and deserve recognition. And there are other players that I probably could have squeezed on here that, well, I limit myself to 5, or in this case, kind of 6. So it's not going to work out. But Justin Daly from Blue Ridge Bobcats deserves some recognition. Bobcats obviously more than struggled on Friday and came up short on Saturday. And Daly was the one offensive constant on the Bobcat squad. So with a 3-goal performance, I give him a recognition. Gus Ford, uh, wow, he had a power play goal. He had game-winning goal. He had a penalty shot goal. So yeah, 4 goals and an assist for Gus Ford from the Thunderbirds. Uh, Gus Gus Ford again doing Gus Ford things. All right. Next, Liam Freeborn. It took him a while to get back into the lineup for the Port Huron Prowlers, but he had himself quite a weekend. 2 games, 2 goals, and 4 assists. So it appears that Freeborn was the spark plug that the Prowlers have been looking for and needing to get themselves offensively on track. Again, the Prowlers have a lot of offensive weapons, and they just haven't gotten the groove until this last weekend. Okay, Connor McCollum, goaltender for the Danbury Hat Tricks. Fantastic weekend. 2 games. One shot away from a shutout both times. On Saturday, he was just under a minute away from a shutout and had it taken from him. But 75 of 77 saves. 75 saves, 77 opportunities. Fantastic. McCollum is proving that, okay, Danbury, you lost Brian Wilson. No biggie, I got it. For the final one, I'm just putting them as the tandem. Watertown, even though they only split this weekend, 1-1, lost one, their goaltending was superb. And so I feel like they both need to be mentioned. Eli Bouchard last night against the Binghamton Black Bears stood on his head. His number is 39 to 40. Some games against the Black Bears, a lot of those shots that you face are perimeter shots, shots from the outside. No, not last night. The majority of opportunities that the Black Bears had were high danger chances, and Bouchard stopped all of them but one. So 39 out of 40 shots. That was fantastic. The day before, a real defensive battle between Danbury and Watertown. And Josh Rosenvig, he had his best performance of the year, stopping 34-36. And even though they came up short, the losing goal was on a 2-0 break that he had no chance on. So it wasn't on him. A fantastic play from both Rosenvig and Bouchard. So the tandem from Watertown gets the recognition as the 5th star of the game. And personally, being an old goalie myself, I like it when goalies get recognized. So, all right. So that is that. That is everything in a nutshell. We've got games on Wednesday, 3 of them to be exact. So it's going to be a short but busy and fun week. And so until Thursday when we do a recap here on YouTube. Make sure to have yourself a wonderful day. Also, remember, follow me on Spotify and on Facebook, all three platforms. We do our best to keep you up to date and current with what's going on. And so, yeah, please follow me there and there and there. All right. Thank you so much. I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. You have a wonderful week and happy Thanksgiving to all of you.